Mark van Bommel, former PSV, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, Milan, Netherlands midfielder. Mark is live with us on the show. Marcus happens on this show. So many people get in touch, hundreds of messages. It seems every minute of every hour. There's one from David. Really enjoying the chat with Mark van Bommel. He's so composed. He's so humble, even after what he achieved in the game as a player. You guys are so humble. You're on quite a level. You're always on a very kind of even keel level. And then there's Louis van Gaal. What was he all about?
He was the one who let me make my debut in Holland.
Yeah.
2000, and I worked with him at Bayern Munich. He has a certain way of communicating. He has one idea. He's trying to convince you in a certain way, and his idea is really good. How he wants to play, but it's all kind of things. So if you are dealing as a manager, like I said, also the personal relationship is really important. And Louis is maybe a little bit more the not the dictator, but I think you know what I'm trying to tell you.
Sure, yeah.
He's a little bit on top of the group.
Yeah.
You talked, Mark, about the potential ambition to manage in the English Premier League or the English Championship. When you look at the roll call of Dutch managers over the recent years, over the last 20 odd years, from Arne Slot, that's obviously an unprecedented success right now, to Gus Hiddink, to Louis van Gaal, we just mentioned, to Erik ten Hag, to Ruud Gullit, to Ronald Koeman, to Martin Jol, to Dick Advocaat, to Frank de Boer at Palace, and René Meulenstein, and of course Ruud van Nistelrooy. It's a mixed bag of successes. Do you think the philosophy of Dutch thinking in the manner of the way that you guys play the game sits well with the Premier League or English football as it stands now?
Yeah, I think so. Look at the way Arne Slot is trying to play. We are Dutch people, you know. We are a small country. We need to adapt as soon as possible to the culture of the club. And we want to attack, and if you have good players and your idea, I think that's important. You need to convince the player with your football idea, and if they agree, they understand, you can achieve a lot. And of course, some Dutch coaches are a success, and the other ones that didn't do really well. But in general, the Dutch coaches they are humble. Of course, we are a small country and we love to work abroad, because in the early days, maybe it was not that nice. We went with a boat to all over the world. So we are a traveling country. And the English Premier League, everybody's watching the English Premier League from the early days, from Glenn Hoddle to the 84, the FA Cup. I don't know for sure. I cannot remember exactly, but then you see, I was born in 77 and everybody is watching the Premier League. Everybody wants to work there. But if you see the Dutch managers, you need to convince the players, and that's the most difficult part. And some managers do it really well. And also depending on which club you are. And you need to be a little bit lucky. If you win your first couple of games, because then how you convince the player goes really quick. And then it works double and double, and you see Arne Slot.
And Mark, on that, Arne Slot, could you have imagined the success he would have so quickly, that he wins a Premier League in his first attempt?
Yeah, you know, he was assistant of AZ, and I was coaching the Dutch PSV youth under 19, and we had some context how you develop the team, some exercises, how you defend in the way you want to play in your total game. So divide the group in two, in the attacking part and the defending part. So we were thinking always how you can develop the team and how it works at AZ and Feyenoord and now at Liverpool. And that's what I'm trying to tell you before. If you can convince the players from your idea and you work every day with them, and the players feel that you feel how they feel. I hope you understand what I'm trying to tell.
Yeah.
Then it works. And if you have that quality on the pitch, yeah, you can play every game with on a certain level, that also the players who are coming in, they understand exactly what they need to do, and that's the most important thing, that you put on player on the pitch, that they know what to do with the ball, but also when the opponent has the ball. And then in transition, yeah, they have also amazing players. But I love the way Arne worked, and it was difficult to think before the season they're going to win the Premier League, but during the season, I had my feeling was that they would have a really big chance.
Mark, just at the beginning of the week, we had a strong feeling that Manchester United would be bringing Emiliano Martinez from Aston Villa to be their goalkeeper. They didn't. United went for a 23-year-old Senny Lamens, who of course was at Royal Antwerp. You know the boy, don't you? He's 23. I think you managed him. How's he going to cope with the bright lights at Old Trafford?
Yeah, it's not easy to come in a club like that, and also in a situation like now. He was a young boy. He came to Antwerp. He was free agent because at Club Brugge, Mignolet was playing. Then he came to Antwerp, and I was working with Jean Butet. He's playing now at Como in Italy. So in the first season, he didn't play much. Then when I was gone, then he played every game because Jean Butet went to Como. And this development in the last year is amazing. I knew we had the quality, but that fast, but that's why it's a good goalie. When you are a good player, you adapt as soon as possible to the level where you are playing. So that's also difficult for scouts, for chief scouts, that you see a player on a certain level, and do you think he can play in the Premier League? And that's the most difficult thing for a chief scout, but I think he has the capability to play on the level of Man United.
Mark, just want to finish with this, and I know you probably want to take more time to answer it, but we don't have a lot of time, but I'm still going to put it to you. You're recognised as a guy who had a top career, but you have an extremely good way about you. Your attitude was always good. And then your pal, Arne Slot, gets his man and signs Alexander Isak, £125 million. And he gets his move, Isak. But what did you make of the way that move came about when Isak, in the process, said, I don't want to play for Newcastle again. This is what we've heard. And even if I am reintegrated into the squad, I don't want that to happen. Only one thing I want is a move to Liverpool. What do you think of that in a player?
That's really difficult to talk about from the sideline, because you don't know what are the agreements between player and club. But if you see it from the sideline, it's kind of strange. I don't want to say strange, but if you sign a contract, you want to play for the club, and then you are developing really well. Then another clubs come, and you want to go there. But that's why that's really difficult to talk about, because what I told you, when you are from the sideline, you don't know exactly what's going on. And, it's difficult. Everybody has an opinion. That's why everybody loves football. We are talking about it. Everybody's talking about it on the streets, on the office. And that's why everybody likes the football.
But you as a manager, Mark, you as a manager, I'm not going to let you get away with that easy. You as a manager, if you had a player, in principle, just wanted to leave, the club really hadn't told him he could leave, they'd told him that they'd be prepared to listen to offers for him and do the deal if it worked for them. You'd be unhappy though, wouldn't you, if a player down tools decided he wasn't prepared to integrate with the squad or train or be part of it until such things have been resolved?
Now, if he doesn't want to play anymore, then he's trying to leave. He needs to deal with the club. Do we have a good transfer fee? And then, as soon as possible, try to sell him. Of course, it's not possible that when a player is coming and I don't want to play anymore for the club, that's impossible. But sometimes there are some cases that you need to think, what are we going to do? Do we try to sell him? But do we have a great replacement? And that's maybe even more important. Can we get a replacement? Because if you sell one of your best players, then your team is getting not that good that it was.
Well, they've got a replacement, 6'6", Nick Voltemada. So we'll see how he does. Mark van Bommel, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure. Half an hour you gave us, and we're thrilled at that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I liked it a lot. Guys, good luck with the show.
Terrific, Mark.